Hey guys, Sandy here, and I have already messed up this video. So I accidentally did not record the intro and then recorded the stuff that I do before the actual process starts and after I do the intro. So yeah, we're just going with it, guys. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. Okay, my daughter is highly offended when I don't say, let's see what I can do. So I had to make sure that I got it in there. Now, the first thing I did was grab these toner sheets from Brutus Monroe, and I ran it through my Mink machine with some Heidi Swap Mink, like some coppery pink, not floral, foil here. I'm cutting off the branding strip of this brown grid paper, and I'm going to use it as a background. Now this sheet of paper here I have used in a strip on another layout. However, the layouts will not be near each other in the album, so I'm not concerned about them looking similar. I'm just trimming down the foil areas so that it just looks like the edges of the foil have been trimmed off, that the foil actually goes across the entire page and does not stop short. I decided to also add another thick border over here, and no real reason for that other than I thought I needed a big pop of color on here. I felt like I just needed some more color. Now I pulled out my Jen Hadfield washi book here, and I am going to go ahead and put the washi on a sheet of cardstock and just make it more sturdy. And I actually use a scrap of the Brutus Monroe Not Your Mama's cardstock. And you guys, that stuff is like the thickest cardstock I've ever had in my life. I think it's like 130 pounds, and it is thick, like thick, good cardstock. It is 8.5 by 11 size. I would love it if they made it in a 12 by 12 size. Like, my heart would sing. Okay, so I spread out that washi tape to give me something to cover over the join for the two papers. And I mean, realistically, I could have done the same thing with the green paper because you're not seeing the entire border. But you know, I have a ridiculous amount of paper, you guys, so I'm not really too concerned about it. I have two full cubes in my IKEA, and then I also have an assortment of papers that I keep like right beside me that I just reach for and use. So no shortage of paper, not really worried about it. I trimmed down the yellow paper here to, I don't remember if it's 6.25 or 6.5, but I do trim it down. That way I can use it as a photo mat and also as a layer on the page. Now I could have layered up this photo as well on top of it and really just added another layer to the page, but I decided ultimately it really didn't need it. Now this doily paper, I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut out these 3 doilies. I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut them. I do leave on a little edge of the blue though, so that it is much easier to fussy cut. I have fussy cut the 2 partial pieces and 1 full doily. Then I pull out these cut apart banners that I have from Pretty Little Studio, and I'm just trying to decide which colors would match the best on this layout. Now this looks funky, like straight up, this looks funky. Putting these 2 banners up on top of the doily, no, it's funky. So don't worry about that though, because I do come to my senses and I flip it so that the banners are under the doily. Now, if you love the banners on top of the doily, more power to you. Do it on your layout. Like, love it, live it, everything. Just to me, it looks funky, so it's not going to go that way on my layout. I am going to put some foam squares on the back of the big doily just to give it a little bit more of a pizzazz. But I do cut out some more banners, and I'm going to put some banners underneath of the doily as well. I am a big fan of doing 2 banners together and having them like go over each other just a little bit. I just really like the look of that. And it's something that I do quite often. So now I am just going through and adding in little bits that I think will add to the page. So this is the Amy Tangerine kind of like rosette thing that is pulled apart. I have bought them twice now because I like them pulled apart. I do not like them as a rosette. This is my last one that I have, and it didn't make it on a previous layout that I tried it out on, but it definitely makes it on this layout. So I add the foam squares to the back of my cutout doily. I put the banners down, and then I just place the doily on top. And then I'm gonna evidently have a little moment where I can't figure out where I want my doily to go up top there. But I do adhere all the doilies down. So where they are is where they're going to be. Maybe, because you know I pull up stuff all the time. So I mess around with the banners on this doily way longer than I need to. And then I decide that I need to add one more little bit of foam square behind the doily because it kind of like indents down. And nobody needs an indented doily. I mean, let's just be honest. I'm trying to use some of these stickers here, and I'm not exactly sure which one I go for. I was thinking about using that washi tape and having it go all the way across the top of the layout here. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe this pink floral will work. So I grab some cardstock and I put the washi tape across the cardstock, and then I'm just going to trim that down as well. That is my biggest tip for washi tapes if you don't want to see through them, because you know most washi tape is translucent. If you don't want to see through it, put it on some paper and then go ahead and place it down. If you put it on white cardstock, that's going to give you the best, truest color of the washi tape, but you can always, maybe you want it to deepen the pink tone, you could have put it on a pink cardstock, or even like a brown or gray or black. You can always mix up whatever cardstock you're doing, because you'll get a slightly different color through, boy, stumbled over that one. You'll get a slightly different color through the translucence of the washi tape. So I add in just this little round sticker and little heart right here because I felt like something had to nestle there between the sticker that I put down with the camera and the doily. And then I really wanted to bring in this friends, but ultimately I don't. And that is because my title ends up being friends. Like part of the title has friends in it, so I don't repeat it there. I do add these Love from Lizi peel-offs. At first, I thought I was just going to use it as a little bit of an accent over top of that label, not labeler, just a label. But ultimately, I decide to lay it out around the edge of the yellow, just because I kind of feel like with all the layers going on, there needs to be some sort of definition between this yellow and the rest of the layout. And these little Love from Lizi strips definitely do that. I love these suckers. Love them. I have a little stack of them because you get one in every single card kit, and I subscribed to the Love from Lizi card kit. I'll have a link down below if you want to check it out. Her stuff is gorgeous, and she is a super sweet and lovely human being. So there we go. I just go ahead and add a little bit more adhesive because, as you guys know, I don't do a lot of adhesive while I'm putting the layout together, but I add more as I need it. Most of the time, you guys don't see all the extra adhesive I add because I'm usually doing that after the camera is off. So I went ahead and used these little teeny tiny Jelly Bean Soup tile letter stickers to spell out Ohio Retreat, because that's where we were. We were in Ohio at the Inspiration in Bloom, which is like a craft house that you can rent out. I decided to use one of the die cuts that says, "This is our happy place," because, you know, being with other scrapbookers, that is a happy place. Now, I was messing around with the tag, and I was also messing around with this little quote that says something about taking time to make your soul happy. Take time to something. Yeah, take time to make your soul happy. Because that's what scrapbooking does for me. It makes my soul happy. So right now I am working 12 plus hour days, but I am still taking the time to scrapbook and play with paper and touch my things and make videos because it fulfills me in a way that it's kind of hard to explain. If you don't have that love of paper and that love of scrapbooking, then you don't get it. But more than likely, you get it because you're watching a scrapbooking video on YouTube, right? I mean, I think that probably 99.9% of people who watch scrapbooking videos on YouTube are into scrapbooking. I say 99.9% because sometimes my husband will watch them with me. He won't be like, "Hey, let's watch some scrapbooking videos." But if I have them on, like if we're in bed and I'm casting them on the TV, he'll watch and make comments and stuff, but not for, you know, not being like, "Hey, Sandy, let's watch some scrapbooking videos." Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, I hope you do. So I ultimately decide to go with Friends, and these are stickers, I believe, I want to say they're from Go Now Go. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. I know that there are people out there that have the uncanny ability to remember what thickers go with what collection. I am just not that person. For some reason, I just can't. I can remember details from back in kindergarten, but for some reason, thickers and what collection they came from just doesn't, I don't know. I guess my brain doesn't consider it important. So I was using these dark green tile stickers, and these are Christmas stickers. And I was going to have the title say "Friends Who Scrap." But I did not like how the S went off the yellow. I wanted to keep it contained inside the yellow. So I changed it to, I know, Friends Who Crap for a while, but it changed it to Friends Who Crop. So I figured that was a good kind of match. And then I'm pulling out my Webster's Pages label stickers, and I'm just trying to figure out if I need to add anything anywhere. And this little sticker that says "Yes," I thought looked good right there. It needed something nestled in that little indent, so that's where we put it. And then I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to add any more stickers, and I decide not to go for the stickers, but I do decide to go for the enamel dots. So I just drop down 6 enamel dots and 2 little triangles, add a little bit more adhesive in that corner, and that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys again really soon for another video, probably tomorrow, because that's the way it's going. See you guys soon.